Hey Team Game Changers, this is our take two call on inviting. I'm going to go ahead and actually share my screen here in a second. And just be sure that you check out the links provided and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, this was our call from Wednesday, March 15th, and it's on inviting. And we know that inviting is one of the 4 vital behaviors of a Beachbody coach, and that we need to invite daily to join our challenge groups, and so we can help others with their goals and help getting them results. When I prepare for these calls, I go through all of the other calls I've been on and national wake-up calls, and I look through my many notebooks of notes. And so I just jotted down a few things here on inviting. And the first one is so true, and you kind of have to come to terms with that. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. Someone can't say yes to you and the opportunity you're offering if you don't ask them. And so that's why we need to go into our invites assuming that we're going to get a yes. We don't want to go in with that negative mindset, assuming that they're going to turn themselves down. They're not really turning you down, they're turning themselves down by getting a no. And while inviting is one of the hardest parts of being a coach, it's what pushes us outside our comfort zone. And when we're working outside that comfort zone, that's where growth is going to occur, whether that be personal growth or even growth as you as a coach. And if inviting is something that you find hard and uncomfortable, I would recommend that be the first thing that you do of your power hour every day. If you dread inviting, eat that frog, and it just means do that first. I especially do this on days where I know I have a minimal amount of time to work. I want to be sure that I get my invites done first so that they don't go unfinished. Also, talking in terms of inviting, during your power hour, you should be spending most of your time in inviting, because that is the one step that's going to advance your business the most. So we can create all the great graphics and all the great posts and add all kinds of friends, but if we're not inviting people to join us on that journey we're posting about, and if we're not expanding our network so we have more to invite, our business isn't going to advance. And inviting changed for me when I thought of it in this way. I had heard that not inviting someone is really a selfish choice. If we keep our opportunity, whether it be health and fitness or the business opportunity, to ourselves, we're denying someone else that life-changing opportunity that helped us. And so why would we want to keep that to ourselves? We can't let fear of inviting and wondering what other people are going to say to keep us from changing the lives of other people. And that's why not inviting is going to stunt your growth personally and as a coach, because your business won't grow. And if we want to think of our invites as adding value to people's lives, you want to be sure that your invite leaves someone else's day a little bit brighter. And so it shouldn't just be how they can help you. You need to be adding value to yourself and telling them how you can help them. And then also just leaving it in a positive way so that you are a bright spot on their day. When inviting, it's fun to kind of think about in the terms of go for no. And the more you hear no from people, it's going to lose its power over you. So 2 great resources are the book Go for No and Go for No for Network Marketers. And there is a document in the Google Drive that will allow you to track your no's. But the idea behind getting no's is that the more people you ask, the more people are obviously going to say no. But for every 7 to 10 people you invite, you're going to have 1 to 2 people who join you. So the more you invite, the more no's you get. That also brings your odds of getting the yeses, the people who want to join you on their journey. Here is actually just a slideshow from the Go for No book. And I just wanted it to include it in there because it really gives you some great ideas about how hearing no can lose that power over you. And it does get easier as you hear it, because you are going to hear it. People may not want to hear what you have to say. They may not be interested right now, but no doesn't always mean no. It can also mean not right now. You're going to have to follow up with them. And by them saying no, they're not giving up on you, but they're really giving up on themselves. They aren't ready yet. And just because they're not ready yet doesn't mean that they won't be down the road. Okay, so now we're going to get into the meat of inviting. And when we talk about inviting, you're not going to invite first. You need to do some other steps first. And that's where attracting, connecting, and then inviting come into play. So we're going to talk about attracting first. And in order to attract people that we would want to invite, you need to share value on social media daily. And so that may be in the form of tips, recipes, positivity, anything that pertains to your life, and especially your life outside of Beachbody. So you want to think about being 3 to 5 things other than Beachbody. 3 to 5 things that you're interested in that will help you draw in your niche market and will make it so that your face does not, or your page does not just look like one big Beachbody commercial. People are not just buying the products, they're buying us as a coach. And so that's kind of where it comes into play, that you need to share your journey unapologetically on Facebook. And that's hard. It took me a really long time to do this, but you just have to get over yourself, be vulnerable, post. And those posts that push you outside your comfort zone are the posts that are going to speak to the most people, and they're going to grow your confidence as a coach. And then another way is to include a call to action in your posts about how people can join you and how it gives them permission to contact you about what you're doing. And so here I actually just have a graphic from a call I refer to later a video I refer to later in this call. But it just gives you some ideas about how to attract people to you and your page. After attracting, you need to connect with people. And so we do that by expanding our market and our network. And to do that, a good rule of thumb is to add 3 new friends a day. And if you were to do that, you would be adding over 1,000 new coaches in a year. And a lot of people are uncomfortable with expanding their network and connecting. And that is because they're not being authentic and intentional with their connections. When you're reaching out to people and connecting with them, you need to go into it with a heart of helping. You want to think about, well, how is this person like you and how can you help them, rather than what can they do for you. And another way to connect with people is the CCCQ click, which just means like their posts. Then after that, you go and start commenting on their posts, giving them compliments or asking them questions. And people love to answer questions because they love to talk about themselves. So before you are inviting people, you want to be sure that you're connecting with them. And one way to do that is to do this CCCQ. Like, click, comment, compliment, and ask them a question. And then to be sure you're tracking your connections on like a power of 3 form or somewhere so that you can follow up with who you have connected with. And this quote is so true. Before you can ever inspire, motivate, or influence, you must connect first. And that's why you want to be about those 3 to 5 things other than Beachbody, because that gives you a way to connect with people. Here's an example of that CCCQ, and that leads to a conversation. And it just gives you the step on how you can go ahead and do that, and even some words that give you an example of what you could say when you're complimenting and questioning someone on social media. So you've attracted, you've connected with people, now it's time to invite. And I just have here, just do it. And how do you just do it? You make sure you're doing your personal development to grow your growth mindset. And if you're really uncomfortable, use scripts. And I have links to scripts in this call. I'm just sure if I ever do use a script that I am really sure that I personalize it. So it comes from that genuine place. I'm not going to just message 50 people the exact same message because it's going to sound scripted. So just be careful when you're using scripts and be sure that you tailor it to each person. Okay, on the next couple of slides, I have some different types of invites. And the first one is a hot market invite. And now when I say a hot market invite, hot market are like those like super close friends and family, like your spouse, your parents, whatever. And I wish I had personally involved my parents in my business right away. My mom uses Shakeology and my dad is currently a discount coach. But here's an example of a hot market invite that you could share with a family member to invite them to your opportunity. This next script is a link to a Google Doc, and it's from Amy Probst, and it is the script that she's taken lots of scripts and tailored them into her own script for her team, Team Bling, and the upline team, Team 2.1 to use. And I'm just put these graphics from her team to show you that this script obviously works. In February, her team helped 112 people, or had 112 Success Club points and helped 56 people. And I would say this is actually maybe even a low number for her team, because looking at the names, I know that in January, Deidre Weaver had 35 Success Club points. Amy often has more than 20. And then that they're obviously growing a team of leaders by looking at their leadership ladder. They had 2 team builders, 6 business builders in February, and then I know that Amy would have been a team leader as well. And so this is a great script, again, to use, and it walks you through what you would do after someone likes your health and fitness post, all the way to purchasing a challenge pack, even asking them questions like, what do they like to do? What are their goals? How much a week do they spend on eating out? And asking that question is a great way to overcome the cost objection of Shakeology, because there won't be that need to eat out as much because they have their shake as a easy to go meal. So be sure you check out that link. Now we know sometimes that we have customers that don't sign up for the discount right away. Here's an example of a script you could use when converting a customer to a coach. And in North Dakota, this is a little bit easier for us because of the discount North Dakota residents get with not paying the business service fee. So we also have that in our pocket too. And then here is an invite when you're taking a discount coach to a business building coach, like a working coach, like many of you are. And the reason I have this conversion, I guess, on here is that we never want to discount the discount coach. People may sometimes sign up initially for the discount, but that's why I ask you to add them to our team page so they can see how we operate as a team and what we've gained from coaching, and how much accountability and motivation and support can even be found in our team page. Okay, the next kind of invite is a cold market invite, and cold market invites are people who you don't know. You may not even be Facebook friends with them, or maybe you just became friends with them, but you haven't formed them or connected with them at all. And when I talk about forming people, I mean having those connections or conversations that relate about F, family, O, occupation, R, recreation, before finally M, sending them a message that's an invite. So the only time I would probably do a cold market invite is when I'm offering a free group where there's there's lots of value provided by me, but little commitment required of them. So I will send out like cold market invites for people that I don't know real well, if it's like a free clean eating group or a free fitness group or something like that. So here are some links to scripts like that. Okay, so you may be thinking, okay, I have all these scripts, but who do I invite? And I know I've talked specifically with the coach this week, so she's like, the who is the hard part. But seriously, you can invite anyone. And there's a memory jocker document you can use in the back office. But I just want to encourage you not to write anyone off. People don't have to just be losing weight to drink Shakeology. I truly believe with Shakeology being a nutrition shake that every American can benefit from it. And that same goes for the 21-day fix nutrition. I think that would be good for people who are at just the right weight or even underweight, because they would be fueling their body with exactly the right amount of nutrients they need. So don't write anyone off. Because if you don't invite them, someone else will. And that has totally happened to me. So I would encourage you all just to make a list of your dream team. And that would be a list of people who you want to help and then later have as your teammates. And this will give you a good place to start with your inviting. I always am sure that I invite those who like and comment on my posts, especially my health and fitness posts. So all I do is send them a quick message that says like, hey girl, how are you? Hope you're having a great week. I just wanted to stop by and thank you for showing me love on my whatever post. And then I usually say something about like, it's not always easy to post those things, but I do it knowing it'll all be worth it if I change one life. And then I end with, are you on a health and fitness journey too? Because then that opens up the door for a conversation about health and fitness. And then again, anyone else you know who could benefit. You know you have those family and friends who you know that the health and fitness side could change their lives as well as the business side. So me personally, I see lots of friends and family on Facebook who are trying this fad and that fad and nothing is working and they're so frustrated and they're always sick. And then me personally, I have Facebook friends with a lot of teachers who I can tell through their posts are very miserable. They're mentally and emotionally and physically drained, and they hate leaving their kids for daycare. I have something in the form of the business side of being a Beachbody coach that they could benefit from. I need to caution you that when you're inviting, you cannot build your business if you just keep inviting the same 25 people over and over. And since after Christmas, I kind of got in this rut where I was kind of just inviting the same people over and over. And all of a sudden, it felt like I didn't really have anyone left, but it's because I hadn't been connecting with other people along the way. So that's why you always need to be attracting people by putting value out there and assuming that people want to hear from you. And I love this quote, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And so you need to be telling people in your posts, why do you work out at home? Why do you drink Shakeology? Why do you use Beachbody On Demand? Why do you use 21-day fix nutrition? Why are you using the performance line? Instead of just posting that picture with you and your shaker cup or you and your computer screen, you need to dig deep and tell them why, because that's how you are going to attract people who believe what you believe. Now we need to talk about like who to invite. And this is an example of like the sales funnel. And so if you think of this on your Facebook page, you have like strangers, people you are not Facebook friends with. And then you may become friends with them, they become your followers. You connect with them so they become your friends. And then those people you've connected with, you're going to invite, and they are going to become your happy customers. So the way I kind of do this is I always start with inviting people to a free group. And then I move them into a challenge group, and great challengers make great coaches. So the progression I typically use, unless I know that they will be all in for a challenge group, is to start by creating value with your followers in a free group, then invite them to a challenge group, and then invite those rock star challengers to be coaches. And now that's changed a little bit with the great coaching discount we have in North Dakota with not paying the business service fee. So I actually have a script that I send out when they decide that they're ready to do a challenge group that tells them the two options about becoming like a preferred customer or a discount coach, or paying the full customer price for it. We have so many things as coaches we can invite people to. We can invite them to our free groups, our challenge groups. And the free groups could be like fitness groups, groups that have nothing to do with health and fitness. Like I have a Pinterest group that's kind of ongoing that I have not been very active about posting in. But you could create a free group that is centered around your niche. You can invite people to the coach opportunity, like the look into coaching events we have, like the squad goals or the time for empowerment. If you're in the Minot area, we have fit clubs, or you could start your own fit club. You could do a shake and share or a freezer meal workshop. And then finally, with Super Saturday coming up on April 8th, if I were you, I would invite every single challenger you have and every single coach you have, no matter what kind of coach they are, to this event, because this event has the power to turn our followers into members of our team and challengers of ours, because of the positivity and the fun and the camaraderie that is had at an event like that. Okay, when we're talking about inviting, there's 3 ways to do inviting, and one is a scroll stopping Facebook post. And while I'm always doing these, I would say about every other day to a group or an event, you can't just post about it on Facebook and expect to fill your challenge groups. Some people just are not brave enough to comment on a post or even like a post. That's why we need to be sending out those personal invites, and you can use the scripts and the resources if you need to. I would just tell you to be cautious of sending out, as a team, we don't want all 20 some of us sending out the exact same message to people, because sometimes our circles overlap. And I really think that makes us look not very genuine, I guess. And then finally, there's Facebook events. And so I always create a Facebook event for every group that we have coming up. And that's a great place to share that event on Facebook, or to add people to the event so they can check out what kind of value we're offering in these groups. So here's some tips when doing scroll stopping posts. And the first tip is don't show or tell the prices, because that's already going to give people a reason not to contact you if they already know the price. And it will possibly hinder people from contacting you, because they're going to see the price and they're going to rule themselves out, when you know there may be a way to make it work by talking through the objection with them. And then never just post the link to like your Beachbody site. You want to be sure that your posts tell a story and give your solution. And so that's a great way to use Transformation Tuesday and Throwback Thursdays or Face-to-Face Fridays, or whatever you want to call it, to tell part of your story. Tell how you felt before. Tell how you felt now, and what was your solution? How did you change how you were feeling? And then it's a good idea to always be breadcrumbing your story, which means just telling little bits and pieces of your story throughout your Facebook posts, and telling it over and over and often, because you're always gaining new friends, and not everyone sees everything you post on Facebook because of the algorithm. And when you're making these posts, just try to keep in mind, again, that being genuine, and that by sharing your story, sharing truly is caring, like as cheesy as that sounds. I know it rhymes. And that if you're having a hard time coming up with like this transformation posts, you don't need to just be posting physical transformations with the whole like, the sports bra pictures. There's other kinds of transformations. Was it a habit that changed? Was it your mindset? Was it that you're now doing personal development? You have a new group of friends, and so on. There's so many different kinds of transformations that we go through. And then finally, before you post anything, be sure you're posting things that are not negative. Can this inspire others? Is this going to make a difference? Am I being real? Is this going to speak to people? And are people like in my niche market going to relate to this? And that's why I really encourage you to be sure on Facebook that you're give, and then you ask. So when I say give, I mean you're offering value, and you've offered so much value, now you're going to ask people to join you. And that comes from the idea of jab, jab, right hook. It's a Gary Vee book. and that we can't just always be giving value. We need to ask people to join us on their own journey right alongside us. And by asking, that's giving people a call to action at the post, that at the end of the post, that's going to give them permission to reach out to you for more information. So you could say, like this post if you want me to get in touch with you, or comment below so we can talk more, or something to that effect. Here's an example of a scroll stopping post. She tells a story, and at the end she says, "Do not wait, join now. I will limit it to only 6. Be one of them. It's time to do things right. If you wait, you'll wish you had started now. Message me or comment below and I will help you get all set up." That's that call to action. That's the asking other people to join you. The third way to invite is by using those Facebook events. And to be sure that your Facebook event is set to public, and that you start it well ahead of the group, like 2 to 3 weeks, so that people can get their kit and what they need to be in the group. And in the event, I share like challenge pack specials, requirements, sample workouts, recipes, any tips, and then I'm always sure to show success stories and before and afters. And I get all that content from the Beachbody website, so I'm just copying and pasting and posting the links there, but I found that's a lot of the things that are getting shared, which just gets more eyes on our page and our event. Okay, the last part of the call is just some inviting resources, and I have 4 books here. Obviously, Go for No and Go for No for the network marketing is just what we talked about earlier about how to make it so that no doesn't have so much power over you. And then if you're really struggling with getting into a routine of your power hour and inviting, Eat That Frog, which is how to stop procrastinating. And then the compound effect really talks about how changing habits can change your life and jumpstart your success. Okay, these next links come from our online office. And so if you were just to go into your online office and click on news and training, and then training library, there's a whole section of resources just on inviting. And so here's a video role playing inviting, a video going through the 5-step invitation process. And then I really love this one. If you could watch anything on inviting, I would really encourage you to watch this video from Summit 2014. And it's Danielle Natoni. She is fit and funky. She is a coach, and she's also the modifier on Insanity Max 30. But she really explains how to go about being about those 3 to 5 things other than Beachbody, and how to think of inviting as a birthday party. You would not go through your Facebook page and invite, like for me, all 1,400 of my Facebook friends to my birthday party. I'm only going to invite the ones that I'm friends with and the ones I have connected with. So you need to be sure before you're ever sending out an invite that you have connected with people first, just like you would do if you were inviting people to your house. And then also how to make social media posts that help you invite to Facebook or to challenge groups. I would just encourage you, though, that you do need to be sending those personal invites as well. And then whenever I am getting ready for like a call or a training with you guys, I always go to our upline, Annie Reed. She's our founder of Team 2.1. I go to her YouTube channel and look up whatever we're talking about, and I watch her calls to inspire me and then give me more information that I may have forgot, oh my goodness, from when I, excuse me, first started coaching. And so here are some great videos on inviting, and especially one, oh, I have a frog in my throat, especially one that talks about how when we're inviting, we do not want to be begging other people to join us. If we're begging them, they're not ready. And we don't want them to join us because they're not ready. And then again, just some scripts on the 5-step invite. And then this last script here is just great things to say when people say this to you. What could you respond with? So I want to end this call with getting you to think about this. Who is going for no this month? Who are you going to invite? When are you going to step outside of your comfort zone and go for no and invite as many people as you can? Because keeping that to yourself is really denying them that opportunity to get started on their own journey. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm sorry that the call was kind of a bust. I hope you find this information helpful, and I will post the link to the slideshow as well so that you have the actual links. Thanks, guys. Bye.